Oakland, California, a massive police sweep has landed dozens of the top gang lords in jail. More than 50 gangsters, stashes of guns, and tens of thousands of dollars worth of drugs captured in a single mission. But taking the top gang lords off the street has left a vacuum. And a younger, more deadly generation of gangsters are engaged in a bloody battle to become the new leaders. Gangs carve up the city in an ongoing war for control of an underground economy fueled by drugs. It's called the game, but it's anything but. It's the dangerous life of a gangster, a lucrative but deadly business.
There's money in the game if you can survive.
James asked to have his name changed and his identity hidden. On the streets of Oakland, even talking about the game can get you killed.
If you violate the game, then it's gonna be some kind of corporal punishment. Somebody gonna try to bust your head open.
As a gangster, your job is called a hustle, like dealing drugs. And starting small is how you build your empire. The entry point to a life of crime and violence.
You might start off selling $20 rocks. You know, and you flip that $20 to 40, then from 40 to 80, and the next thing you know, you're buying kilos.
The drug trade here is one of the largest in California. An estimated $45 million changes hands each year on these streets, making drugs the engine that drives gangster life. That's why Oakland's gang unit is tasked with disrupting the drug trade.
Trying to chew those up?
Trying to chew some weed. Now you gotta roll up.
God damn, man.
That's all you need. All you gotta do is spit it out.
Get the drugs off the street, the thinking goes. And the gangs have little left.
Oh, y'all gonna do all that for got weed, man?
Oh, you still got some left.
Gangs and drugs go hand in hand. A lot of these guys fall underneath the gang umbrella for the protection out there on the streets.
In a back alley, Officer Keeley of the gang unit is on a scavenger hunt for a drug stash.
See, the house is abandoned, so his customers know to come right there in the driveway, sneaks around there, hands him dope, and he'll have it hidden. If the police come and stop him, he's not going to have drugs on him.
But if a dealer is caught on the corner, his hiding places are somewhat more limited.
It don't matter.
Keep going, you got more?
It's all that's necessary.
The amount of dope they recover is enough to charge this dealer with trafficking.
Walking down the street, man.
In the car.
But Keeley's on the trail of a much larger score.
Drug dealers like to hide it just like underneath some bushes or something small and nice. Sometimes it's easier than others. Bingo. Marijuana, crack cocaine, tar heroin. One-stop shop, as we like to say out here in Oakland.
This corner may be closed for business, but bust after bust, the drug trade in Oakland goes on, and it's getting deadlier.
With selling drugs comes violence. You gotta defend your territory, you know. You gotta beat the competition. Sometimes you might have to eliminate the competition. I wouldn't say every person out here had a gun, but I would definitely say every other person had a gun. You have to have a gun if you're gonna be in that lifestyle. That's mandatory.
Nearly 1,400 weapons are confiscated by the Oakland police each year. Money, drugs, and guns. A volatile mix that makes the game here as deadly as it gets.
The average person in the game, they might last about 21. You know, it's about 9 to 10 years, and that's it. There's a few exceptions to the rule.
Filthy Rich is one of those exceptions. He's 26 years old, which makes him an original gangster, or OG. Street slang for the oldest and the toughest. And Filthy earned his status in one of the deadliest neighborhoods in Oakland, Sem City.
Seminary, aka the cemetery. This is notorious kill zone, man. The police scared of this street. They won't come down here without their pistols out, man, because we would buzz back. Feel me? That's where we at, East Oakland Seminary, man, Sim City.
Filthy grew up hustling on these corners and has lived the life of a gangster as a street-level dealer.
I first started selling weed, and after weed, I moved up to crack. Nothing out here is free, so if you don't have the money to get it, you gotta get it in the best ways you can.
If money ain't the topic, I cock back and pocket.
Streets are hard, tough, you know. You have to try to hustle to get what you want.
For his crimes, Filthy has been sent to jail 7 times. Distribution, possession, the crimes of a gangster that resulted in jail time. And his stays behind bars have hardened him and his desire to protect his turf.
If somebody comes to seminary from another area and try to make money, it would be a problem. He would either be stripped, shot, robbed, killed, whatever, for trying to even come over there, and that's basically disrespect.
This is the violent code on the streets of Oakland, and many close to Filthy have lost their lives to it. The latest casualty is his cousin DeAndre, who was gunned down in the killing zone.
This is where he got killed, there right here. We probably got about right here, walking to that house, and as we got right here, gunshots went off. Gunfire came from that way, and as we all took off, he collapsed. I couldn't deal with it. I still can't deal with it. That was the hardest day of my life.
When it comes to murder in Oakland, the rules are clear. The streets call for justice. That means Filthy has to avenge his cousin's murder at any cost.
It's a heavy load to carry, especially when me and him were so close. If I knew who did it and I took revenge in my hands, and they found out I did it and I went to jail for life, it'd be worth it. I feel like I owe him that. At the same time, it was worth it, but then now your life over with.
Filthy now has a choice. Avenge his cousin's death and risk his own life, or turn his back on the code of the streets. Up next, a mother demands justice in the killing of her son.
He did not deserve what y'all done to him.
Then, a violent shootout on the streets of Oakland leaves 4 officers dead. And later, the gang unit gets caught in a high-risk takedown when a gangster on the run hides on a public bus.